Well, Tip Top Cafe. Like I said earlier, this was just an absolutely empty storefront. We totally tricked it out. It was just a wonderful, easy set to deal with. The only business that we actually did kind of serious alterations to was the realty next door. We turned that into a Rexall drug. And so we painted it, we set in these boxes inside every window to look like window displays. But that was pretty much it. At the time, they were real nice to work with. The mayor actually was a realtor in that company. So he let us shoot in there and move all of the realtors in kind of like one cubicle in the center of our set boxes. But we also used his office. The psychiatrist, where Harold Ramis, who plays the psychiatrist in the film, that was actually the mayor's office that we shot in. So that whose city hall is just over off the square over there. So this was the puddle. This bit of business was not here then. It was just a straight sidewalk. Very simple. Bricks we took out in the morning, poured in a bucket of water, did our puddle. Next day, at the end of the night, we put the bricks back because we didn't leave them out. And so every day, a guy named Dale Beam, who was with the city of Woodstock, was the guy in charge of making the puddle every morning. And we had a lot of fun doing it. But it was a very straightforward, you see the scene over and over again. The theater is right around the corner, which we turned into the Alpine Theater. We were watching Heidi 2, I believe, and that was what was really nice about this particular town. We had everything pretty much we needed, with very few exceptions. The fact that we only had to do a handful of things outside of Woodstock was just tremendous for production costs, and I think it was really one of the biggest factors in us being able to do the film as efficiently as we did. The bank that's the Chase Bank now was a Northern Federal Savings and Loan, and the armored car that was parked there, that's one of my favorite bits in the film. One of the two gentlemen, the older gentleman of the two in there that plays the bank guards, is actually our executive producer, Doc Erickson. So when he spills the money all over, that was the gag that we all loved, because he was the guy in charge of the money. And so that was our small scene. So you get to see Doc in his wonderful cameo. Bill, the flat tire took place over here. The wall Bill sat on while he timed it, and was just there. We didn't have too much trouble working here at all. We started, I said, in early March. The Tip Top was the last bit of work we really did on the square. So if I recall, we were in the first week of May when we were actually doing this work. As you know, spring is happening. And so most of, the thing here, actually at the time, there was a lot more of hedges across here, and we had to cover those with camouflage netting to make it look so that the sprouts that were really starting to come through at that point, we had to cover them closed just a little bit, so we were able to keep spring from people being able to see it, because by the time May had gotten here, the trees were really starting to bud out, and we couldn't see high up at all. We were able to control our lower frame, but we had stuff in reflection in the window and looking out at the Tip Top that we had to deal with. But for the most part, we got very fortunate that year that the weather really cooperated with us. We got the snow we needed and kind of fairly consistent cold weather. So, any questions? Yes, sir.
Filming the puddle, I assume you didn't just film all these days sequentially, but would do the puddle for just a few days of 20 puddles.
We did a bunch of puddle shots, yes.
Would you just go find a new pair of pants?
He would build a good make, get that, go back, it was just constant, absolutely. And I believe on those days we had this trailer which was covered right around the corner here, so we were able to get it out. The wardrobe people, I don't know how many sets of those clothes.